Hi, welcome to Rose Opal Knits, a crafty channel.
This is episode 111, and I'm Daphne.
And I'm Erica, and we are a mother-in-law, daughter-in-law duo from Delaware. So hey, how you doing? Welcome. If you're returning, thank you so much for choosing to spend some more of your free time with us. And if you're new here, we hope you stick around, you like what you see, and you consider subscribing. Today's episode is all knitting, right?
Yeah.
It's all knitting. But on this channel, we talk about crochet, cross stitch, sometimes sewing, sometimes yarn dyeing, sometimes spinning, anything crafty. But today, this podcast episode is all about our knitting. And before we get into the crafty goodness, we're just gonna take care of some things that need to be taken care of. But first, just so you know, we have all our show notes in the description box below. That's where you can find us, our social media handles, our website where we have our free patterns, our Ko-Fi where your generous donations enable us to send out the prizes and giveaways, and our Discord group where we host all of our make-alongs and knit-alongs. It's free to join, so please join us there. And Spread Shop where we have our merch, though we don't have this in the shop anymore.
We don't?
No.
Since when?
No, we don't have this anymore. I don't think. Anyway.
I don't know.
Obviously, it's been a long time since we looked at the shop.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the discounts or anything.
Yeah, we need to set up some sales.
Here, maybe will you put it on the screen if I look it up after?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll look it up and we'll put it on the screen right here when our discounts will be available. Okay.
And what else? Any shops that have coupon codes, any makers with YouTube channels, we put those below. Our Ravelry, Instagram, all that goodness. But today we have giveaway winners to announce, and we realized right as we were ready to record that we hadn't randomly picked those winners yet. We use random number generator, but it's for our Seasons Change mal that we had going on in the Discord group, where if you knit or crocheted short sleeve, sleeveless tops, any kind of garment, baby size to adult size, you were eligible for a possible prize. So we will pick those winners after we are done recording, and I'll pop in the information on the screen. And we will be picking more prize winners for our Use the Stash year-long make-along. That will not be until July, and I think I had said at some point in the past that it would probably be around July 1st, but my family is actually going on vacation that week, so it'll probably be the second week of July that we pick some more prize winners for that one. We also have our knit Andrea Mowry patterns year-long knit-along, and that's going on in the Discord group as well. And in July we're going to be hosting our Christmas in July month-long knit-along, and that's all for now. I think that's everything, right?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into the crafty goodness. I don't have any finished objects.
I don't.
Yeah. All right, so we just have whips.
I'm supposed to have two. I don't.
Yep, we just have whips. I have 4. One of them is barely a whip, and the other one is just barely more of a whip. But we'll talk about those two when we show them. And you have what, 5?
6.
6. She has 6 whips. It's sock heavy.
It sucks.
Yeah,
it sucks. Summer sock camp started.
And for those of you who remember me announcing that I wasn't even going to cast on socks and act like I'm a sock knitter,
how many do you have?
3? I lied. Yep, 3 of my whips are socks.
5 of mine are. Okay. So why don't we? Do you want to start with socks?
Sure. Let's start with
okay.
socks.
So
you want to start with our new cast-ons or
Well, I'm starting with this one because this one's the one that they've seen. They haven't seen any of those.
Okay, so
I'm
we're
starting with what you guys have seen.
already.
Which is
okay.
in my White Rose Fiber Co. bag. And this is one of the socks that were supposed to be done. But then we were planning a birthday party for her second oldest. Oh, we didn't do our intro.
He turned 21.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like our...
Real quick, if you're new here, I'm the mother-in-law, married to my high school sweetheart. We have 4 children, 3 boys. Holden will be 28 in a few days. Thomas is 21. Ralph is almost 16, and Mary Rose is 7.5.
Okay, and then I'm married to her oldest, and we have 4 kids also. Our oldest, Mason, is 5, Paisley is 3, Theo is 2, and Isaac is 13 months.
Yep. And we are a multi-generational household that homeschools. And usually it's very loud and boisterous here, but it won't be like that today.
Nope, most of my children are asleep.
My mom is now retired, and she took my 2 youngest children out to lunch. So that's exciting.
Tom is downstairs with Mason.
Yeah.
As of right now. But Mason's 5. He's just playing a game. He's okay. He's right below us.
And
I
Tom's
can hear
21.
him.
He better not be too loud. All right. Now we're going to talk about the socks.
Anyways, so I was supposed to have 2 pairs done, but we kind of she got some ideas, and we were all busy. So...
Oh yeah, we spent one entire day. I mean, from like the moment we like finished breakfast until like dinner. Or
we went to Mason's last soccer game.
Yes, that's true.
Mason went to soccer in the morning. It was at 9 o'clock. We got home around 10. Everyone ate lunch.
That's what it was, lit lunch. Yeah.
And then my kids went down for nap. And Mason left actually to go with my parents. Mm-hmm. And then she's just like, let's rearrange everything.
Yep, and clean. Well, I mean, baseboards got clean, walls got clean, floors got clean. Things got dusted. I hate to dust. And
the entire level downstairs was
except for the office.
Except for the office.
The
but
office
that's
stayed
literally
the same.
one room out of that entire floor got either rearranged or scrubbed down, basically. So we spent like all day doing that, and then the next day was Tom's birthday, so her second oldest, and we had a birthday party here, and then that's also my oldest brother's birthday, so then we went from here to their house for another party. So basically supposed to have these socks done, and then kind of just like lost track of time to knit, actually. So you guys have seen this one. It's done, and this is how far I got on the second one. So, and there's supposed to be another pair, but I didn't touch it. But now it's June.
I mean, you could say, hey, well, if you just worked on that one project, you would have got it done.
Oh.
But it's like what I say all the time. I need variety in my crafty life.
I was fine with doing this, but this is how much knitting I got done in that time. In those 3 or 4 days, this is how much I got. Like, I don't know. Sometimes it happens, you know what I mean? So it was supposed to be done, but it's okay. This is a sock for me. It is
Oh, that's right. It's Holden's month now.
It is June, which is why I got sat down. So that's why there's so many other things. June, I'm only knitting for my husband because his birthday is in June.
Yeah.
And I have so many things on the needles for him that I want done. So this was mine. Yeah. So this got set aside, which is fine. But it is a fingering weight sock on a US 1.5 2.5 millimeter needle, 64 count with a 1x1 rib, and then a wide rib, which is a purl 1 knit 6 purl 1 to have it centered down the foot. And then slip stitch, heel flap, and gusset, and a wedge toe. And I forget who asked in our comment section last week, I believe, asked where I got the wedge toe from. Do you have a fingering weight wedge toe on the website? No. I don't know where I got it from. It's just like, I don't know.
It's like it's the well, just tell them how you do it real quick.
You just, I don't know how to explain it.
I think it's a basic.
It is a basic one. It's just like you knit one. What is it? Slip knit across. So I'm going from this side, which would be the top of your sock. So it's knit 1, slip knit across, knit 2 together, knit 1.
Yeah, knit across till you have 3 stitches left on the front of your needle, and then
repeat
knit 2
on
together,
the
and then you do the same thing on the back side. That's like magic loop terms.
Yeah, and then I decrease until and then you knit a plain round in between
each decrease round.
And then so it's decrease round, knit 1, decrease again. And then you do that all the way until I get to 10 for my socks. Because I find that if you go down to 8 on front and back, so 16 is what I should say, I go to 20 stitches.
Yeah.
So that's it. And then Kitchener. So, but that's it. It won't be touched. You won't see it again for a while. But, oh, the yarn. I didn't say anything about it. It's active yarn in the color number 4680, and then the purple mini is leftovers from the Pim Pom shawl in it. It's in a mess. It's okay. I'll fix it later. And this is Sweet Tea Yarns in the Royals color. So, that's it.
I will say this, though. Like we have different toe options for DK weight socks on the website. If anyone is interested in me putting counts for small, medium, and large fingering weight socks for a round toe, a barn toe, and what's the other one? Star toe. I can put those counts on the website, you know, too, for you for fingering weight. If it's something that, you know. I mean, I always say if one person wants it, I'll do it.
Do you have the DK weight wedge toe on the website? Oh. I was gonna say, if you have that,
I mean, I can add that.
It's the same. You just do it for the counts you have. It doesn't change. Like for the wedge toe, I don't think it really matters how many
it doesn't.
Stitches you have.
That's why I didn't put it on there.
You put the 2 stitch markers marking the front and the back. You just knit 1 stitch, slip, knit, knit across till 3, knit 2 together, knit 1, and then you repeat on the back side. So, I mean, I do mine on 9-inch circulars until I can't knit anymore. So.
I can put it on there too. It doesn't matter. I mean, I just didn't put wedge toe on the website because I feel like the wedge toe is the most common toe.
I like the wedge toe.
And I think not everyone calls it a wedge toe. I think they refer to it by other terms as well, but we've always called it a wedge toe.
I have 4 more socks.
4 more socks. All right. I'll show the one sock that I already had casted on. And this bag by Cherish Stitch by Oli is the sock that you already saw. I am using Very Deep Stash, knitting a sock for myself out of this One of a Kind yarn by Amy of Noble Character Crafts. She no longer sells yarn. So I had the start of this sock and I made very little progress on it. Right there.
Is that Mary Rose's birds?
No, that's birds outside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was very loud and it was coming from that direction.
So I made, very little progress on this sock before I decided that I think this is the length sock that I want. And
shorties.
Since I had a second ball, and while we were changing furniture and all around and cleaning, guess what? We found one of my sock 9-inch circular needles.
Oh yeah, Holden did.
That's
funny.
And so
she's like, it's mine. I'm missing one.
And you were
and
like,
she's like, you can check. I said, no, it's okay. I know I'm not missing one. And you're like,
yes.
She's so excited about it. I was like, I know I'm not missing one.
And I think Holden said, well, I found it at the spot you always sit at. So so since I had caked it up into 250 grams, I decided to go ahead and start the second one. So I've got the second one started. And then once I get this one to this length, then I'll go ahead and start the heels. So that is a 64 stitch sock on a US 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter needle. And it's just like a knit 2, purl 2 rib for several rounds, and then knit stockinette for several rounds, and knit 2, purl 2 rib for several rounds. I don't know. I didn't feel like knitting stockinette. I didn't feel like knitting a stockinette stitch sock. I wanted a little bit of interest. So, you go ahead.
I have 4. Do you want me to do 2 and then you can do 1 and then I'll do 2?
Yeah.
Or you just want me to go?
Wait, do you? Yeah, sure. I don't care how we do it. I don't have to worry about Mary Rose coming up here and being like, Mom!
I might have to worry about Mason doing it. Okay, all of these socks are for my husband. But so he told me yesterday, he's training right now for a new position, and his trainer noticed his socks, right? And everyone, if they notice them, they question, like, do you have all just fancy socks, I guess? Like, something like that, like, fancy socks. Normally, it's the term he uses. I don't know if that's how they actually word it, but he said something about his socks, and he's just like, what's up with all your socks, man? And Holden's like, my wife knits them. And he's like, oh, she knits all of them? And he's like, yeah. And then yesterday, apparently, the guy was like, she knit those ones too? He's like, yeah. And the guy said that he's going to have to ask me to knit him a pair of socks. Mind you, I don't know this man.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I swear, people notice them. And that's what happened with those hats that I knit the other month. Yeah. Like, people notice the socks and they're like, oh, I want something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay. Mm-hmm. And then Holden signs me up sometimes.
So did he sign you up this time? No. Okay.
No, I know nothing about this man.
Oh, okay.
So I can't knit socks. But anyways, these socks are for my husband in this Mountain State Stitches bag. And these are patent. I don't have a tag for these. This is a yarn from my grandmother, and it's a patent Croy. I had a tag, but I have absolutely no idea where it went. So it is I find this one so boring. But this is where it's at. It's in the heel flap. So it is a...
And that's actually the yarn. You haven't used any contrast colors?
No, this is just the yarn. Okay. It's like, no, most of the patents kind of stripe more so. This one's like fading. It's really neat though, but it's kind of boring. Like, the colors are not exciting to me right now. But I love the colors too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just boring. Mm-hmm. I mean, once you see the other yarns, this one's boring and one other one's boring right now to me. Mm-hmm. This one's the more exciting one too. Mm-hmm. So, but this is it so far. It is a 68 stitch count because I use a US 2 for these, which is a 2.75 millimeter. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when I do 72, it's too big, and if I do 64, it's too small. So I do 68 stitch for him with this one's a 1x1 rib. Normally I do 2x2. And then just stockinette heel flap, and then I'll have a wedge toe also. So nothing too exciting. Little difficult to show. That marker is just marking the heel flap too. Mm-hmm. So that's it.
And that little mushroom was found on the floor too on the day that we rearranged rooms.
It's so cute. There. So that's my kind of boring sock.
Okay.
And then I don't think this one's boring. It's not. Actually, this is another Mountain State Stitches bag, and this one is very bright, so the camera might not like it.
Oh.
This is it.
Oh, wow. It's blowing out. I mean, it's bright.
It's bright, mm-hmm. But it's bright. So this is it, right? And this is a fingering weight sock. So the mini, I'm actually not sure where it came from, but this is mini. And then the green is... I know what it is, but I can't think of it. Lambswoman knits in the green giant. So my husband's favorite color is green. Not necessarily this green, but green. And he's kind of just a big guy, so I thought it was...
Well, he was called the gentle giant when he was little. Yeah.
I thought it was fitting. Mm-hmm. So I bought it. And this one is a 72 stitch sock on a US 1.5, 2.5 millimeter. And it's got 16 rounds of 1x1 rib and then 24 rounds of stockinette. I feel like this one doesn't need a pattern at all. Like, it's so bright. I'm like, nope, not doing anything. So it's just vanilla. It'll have nope, it will just have a stockinette, heel flap and gusset, and then a wedge toe also. Mm-hmm. So
I decided to cast on the sock for my mother-in-law. This is a bag by Susan of Delightful Works. There's a free shipping code for her shop in the description box below. And, oh, I didn't say that. For Cherish Stitch by Oli, she has a coupon code in the description box below.
She sells on Instagram right now, though, too.
It says that, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Yeah, it says that in the description box. So, I started this with a yarn from Hobby Lobby, Yarn Bee Cozy Toes. It was originally Daphne's yarn, and then she passed it my way because my mother-in-law wanted socks with no animal fibers in them. Mm-hmm. So I cast it on, and she's got a really wide foot. So I casted on 68 stitches for her instead of a 64. I don't think she needed a 72, but and that's how much I have done. I'm doing the stripe for the cuff and
this one.
Oh yeah. And then the yarn bee finesse in this color for the body of the foot. And then
it's in the color hummus.
I'll do the stripe for the heel and the toe, I think, as well. Or maybe just the toe. I'm not sure. So I'm going to go through the stripe repeat and then start with the...
Are you going to make them shorties or...
No, I'll make them like medium height, not longs, but not shorties.
Like your normal one?
Kind of. Yeah. But I don't know. Then I did something funny with this sock too. Oh. So it's like knit 1, purl 2, knit 3, purl 2, knit 1,
purl I feel like
2.
You make it more difficult on
no,
yourself.
I was having fun. I was just trying to add a little interest.
Okay. I'm boring with socks.
So, well, I happen to be in stockinette stitch on the two summer sweaters I'm trying to finish. So I was just kind of like, eh. Yeah, so that's on a US 1.5, 2.5 millimeter needle, 68 stitches, like I said. All right.
All right, I'm back to boring socks. This is in a random fandom bag. And this one is fingering hill double, but it's just blue. So, but the yarn, I'll talk about it more in a second. This is the yarn I'm using. And the reason I'm holding this one double is because it is... Oh, look, I have the tags on it. It's okay. It's the Online Super Stock Silk Color. So, and it's... I don't know if I have the color number. Yes, it does. It's 2493. And the reason I decided to hold this one double is because it's wool and polyamide and silk. So it's 55% wool, 25% polyamide, and then 20% silk. So I have a pair of silk socks, and I never wear them because I'm pretty sure there's a hole in them because I wore them one time. So I decided that, okay, and those ones, I don't know if those ones have nylon or anything in them.
I think they were just wool and silk.
I think so. I don't know. It was poor choice, okay? But they were so pretty, and I really wanted the pattern in that yarn, so I did it. But anyways, I decided this one should be held double, so I did I don't know what I did, 52 stitches, and it is a 2x2 rib for quite a bit. I think it's 16 rounds and then 14 rounds of stockinette, and these are on a US 4, which is a 3.5 millimeter needle. That's them so far. It'll have a heel flap and gusset and a wedge toe also. So, but yeah.
All right, you're gonna talk about.
Yeah, I have one more. 1 second. It's all tangled. I'll deal with it later. Anyways, it's another Mountain State Stitches bag, and this yarn matches like so pretty, so perfect.
It does. It really does.
So it's another fingering weight sock. So it's a 72 stitch with the 1x1 rib.
Oh, you've got to see this. The hearts match the flowers. That's great.
But yeah, it's 72 stitch, 1x1 rib for 16 rounds, and then 24 rounds of stockinette. So exciting. On a US 1.5, 2.5 millimeter needle.
So 24 rounds of stockinette. 24
rounds, because I did 18 rounds and then 22. I like even numbers, if you guys can't tell. So I did that last time with the pair of socks with the contrast 20 gram mini, and I ran out. I was 1 round and a Kitchener stitch short of yarn. So I took it from the ribbing, basically.
Oh, okay.
I think it'll be fine. I mean, you can't really change the heel flap or anything, but the yarn is... I don't know what the mini is. It does not go with this set. It just looked pretty with it.
It does look pretty with it.
So, don't know what that mini is. But this one is Dye Studio in the golden rose color. And the mini that came with it is fuchsia, which I don't know where it is. I might have added it to an advent. I'm not sure. But I didn't use it.
All right. And this is just a this morning cast on sock. Because again... I found myself in my bedroom.
Oh my gosh, why don't you bring something up?
With my daughter. Then she didn't need me to help her, so I was like, I had needles sitting there. I had a
You had more sock needles? That's funny.
those are like those flexi flips.
Is that what you're
Addy
using?
flips. No, it wasn't a regular sock needle. It's an Addy.
What is this yard? Look, I have no idea what this is.
It's an Addy, the one that has the longer
Turbos.
tip on one. No, the one that has the longer tip on one end and the shorter tip. It's like a 10-inch circular.
I don't have any.
But anyway, I knew it was too long for my regular 64 stitch sock, and I've been meaning to cast on a pair of socks for Thomas. So this is Regia. I don't know. How you pull, I pulled it out of my stash. I just opened my stash cabinet and pulled it out and said, "Hey Tom, would you wear socks this color?" He said, "Yeah." So I was like, "Okay, great." And I wound it real quick while my daughter was reading.
I was wondering what you were winding.
Her vocabulary words, and so I got a teeny start of a sock. It's Mountain and Fjords. Is that how you say that? I don't know. And then the color number is 07030. And I don't know how long it's been in my stash. Huh?
I wanted to see it.
Oh.
There's no yellow on that though.
I don't know if that's the right color.
Oh.
I don't think that's the color of this actual sock.
Weird.
I know. It came off the ball. But
yeah, there's no yellow in that picture.
Here is my barely start. And it is a 72 stitch stock on a US 1.5 millimeter needle. No, US 1.5, 2.5 millimeter needle. And right now I'm just in 1x1 ribbing. Oh, and something that I haven't said for any of my socks. For the last, every sock that I've started this year, I think, I have casted on, and then the first round I just knit. And then I go into whatever rib pattern that I want to. And it does kind of cause like that top to just roll just a little bit. Or, well, it doesn't look like it's in pattern because it's not. But anyway, I find that that's easier for me, just to get that first round knit real fast and then go into the ribbing.
I can see that.
So, and I keep forgetting to mention it. So, and since we're going on vacation, and I hope to have my two summer sweaters finished. They better be finished before we leave.
They better be finished. That's funny.
I figured I was going to need some stockinette stitch or vanilla socks to take with me. So this is going to be one pair, and I'm going to cast on one more pair of vanilla socks.
Why wouldn't you cast on a pair of Christmas socks? I'm just wondering. You said you wanted to.
Yeah.
You don't want to? I thought you were knitting the stripy yarn.
Yeah.
You don't want those vanilla?
I don't know. I don't think so. Oh, no, because I was going to do them heel-toe do-si-do.
Oh, okay.
Because they're stripy socks, and Crazy Sock Lady's been knitting the heck out of her striped yarn, her Christmas striped yarn with heel-toe do-si-do.
Oh, yeah, because she was getting that freckled whimsy.
And every time she shows it, I'm like, I'm going to do that with mine. I'm going to do that with mine. I like that. That looks good.
I'll have to look at it. Because I do remember liking it, too. But I don't... I wanted one... I was wanting one of her patterns. And I have no idea which pattern I wanted.
Oh, no.
So I haven't bought. But it's okay. Alright, are we on to sweaters? I only have one.
Yep, I only have one.
This is in a, what is it? Fancy Boy Designs bag. It's Winnie the Pooh, because it's my husband's, and he likes Winnie the Pooh. Like, he likes this one. Like, if he says Winnie the Pooh, this is like the one he's talking about. You know what I mean? So, I bought this bag just to keep his stuff in. And this is the So Basic by...
Maxim Sir.
Yes. Well, I always forget.
And we were told how to pronounce it right, and I still can't remember, so I apologize, but...
But anyways, like I've said before, I like cast on the extra large, and then I had to increase differently. Basically, I don't know what size I'm knitting. I think I'm on the body count for the large, and I've only done like an inch. I only worked on it one night and didn't get very far at all. But this I would really like this done by the end of the month, basically, because it's been on the needles for way too long. I don't even know how long it's been on the needles at this point, but I think I have about 4 more inches, and I think I'm gonna finish this ball and then move on to the sleeves.
Like just put the body on hold.
Yeah, put the
and
body
knit the
on
sleeves.
hold and then move on to the sleeves. I really wanted to get it at least 2 inches done before he has to go back to work.
Mm-hmm.
So I have like 4 days to do that. Mm-hmm. But I also really want to finish a cross stitch that I'm doing by today.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this is on a US 8, I believe. US 8 5mm needle, and the yarn is Barocco ultrafine wool in the, I think it's Stonewash, but it's color
I think that's what it is too.
53147.
Oops, sorry.
But yeah, that's it.
All right, and I have been working on my ranunculus, and I gave it a good push for a couple days to have it finished.
She said, "Oh, let's push it back and record on Thursday." By the way,
yeah, we
Thursday,
didn't say
what's
that.
the date?
June 6th.
And it's 2:06 right now.
Yeah.
So she said, "Let's record on Thursday. I'll have this done." And then she sat there and knit on it, and then she's like, "I'm over this.
I'm not gonna have it done." That's what I said. All right, so my ranunculus. Oh, it just looks so pretty on the screen.
It is pretty.
And I finished knitting the body. I tried it on, and now I am in the twisted ribbing at the bottom. So I was knitting on a US 9, which is a 5.5mm needle. Is that what that is?
I believe so. Sounds right.
And then and now I've switched to a US 7, which is a 4.5mm needle, and I'm knitting the twisted rib. But you're supposed to knit like 3¼ inches, so I'm only at, I think, a ½ inch right now.
And you're doing short sleeves, right?
I'm doing short sleeves. When I tried it on, I'm gonna add too much. So I think basically I'll add a few rounds of stockinette stitch and then just knit the
ribbon.
Yeah, that's it. But so this is, and I did modify the top. I talked about that in the last episode. So if you want more details about the modification, or maybe it was 2 episodes ago. But basically I ended up messing up the lace, and I just worked with it because this yarn is very forgiving. And the yarn is this. And the color number is 00758, and I'm gonna have like almost three full balls left over when I'm done.
What are you gonna do with it?
I don't know, because I was thinking if I really enjoy wearing this top, it might be fun to make like maybe like a cardigan type top out of it, like a little, just to wear with dresses or something. Maybe I'll make a bluebird cardi. I love that pattern.
I would say you could knit Mary Rose
but
love note, but I don't think she'd like that yarn.
I have 2 balls of this in a different color, like a green color, khaki green color, that I figured I'd knit her a little sweater out of. But I don't know that she liked that yarn either.
I feel like she'll think it's itchy.
Well, she could always try mine once I get it worn and blocked.
You put that on her, she'll be like, "Oh, it's mine."
No, I don't know. She might be like, I don't like the way this feels.
Yeah,
but so that's it. That's all we've done. And I just wanted to take a moment and tell you that I had shown 2 new bags and 2 patterns and yarn for 2 new summer tees that I was going to cast on when I finished my ranunculus and my daughter's Scotch broom, and I have changed my mind. I have changed my mind because I realize I'm the type of knitter that knits in season, but I I like a variety of projects, so I don't often finish the project during that season. So then I have to wait an entire, 8 to 12 months for the season to come back again. And, depending on when I finish it, sometimes it's just 6 months, to actually wear it. And I need to shift. So it's June. I have 4 winter sweaters on the needle that are currently in progress. And I'm going to make a good effort to have at least 3 of them finished by the end of September. So that's my plan for now. And then once I finish those, now I'm still going to cast on cardigans for the cardigan knit along that we're going to host starting in August. So I'm planning on casting on 2 more cardigans in August. But these winter sweaters I already have on the needle, I need to get them done. And then when those are finished, I'll cast on my spring summer tops and then hope to have them done by spring. See what I'm saying? Like,
I cast things on like a month beforehand and maybe finish them towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
Is how I go. Which
well, you knit.
Isn't much better.
Yeah. But still, you knit. Well, you have felt what it's like here recently, though, dividing your crafting time between cross stitch and knitting. So Daphne is actually...
You should see the cross stitch.
Yeah, she's actually been working. And
I have a picture. We can show it right here. I just took a picture.
She really does not want to do a
I don't
floss
want
tube
to.
episode
You want to see
with
it?
me.
I mean, hold on. I need to get to my pictures. Theo thinks it's amazing, my 2-year-old. This is it. You can't see it. Hold on. Let's see.
I can just pop in a picture, Daphne.
Theo thinks he's amazing.
Oh, he is amazing. That's part of Holden's birthday present. So.
Oh dang! What if he watches it?
Well, you showed it. He's gotta know it's for him.
I doubt he watches it. Theo thinks it's for him.
Oh no, does he really?
Oh my goodness. He thinks it's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
But so I'm still trying to keep up.
Sorry. You know why he thinks it's so cool? He said, "That's me."
That's great.
Because of the shirt. Okay, mind you, he's wearing a bluey greenish shorts today with a white t-shirt, and he's like, and then the hair. Theo's got spiky hair, so
yeah.
He told me it's him.
Yeah, so so dividing your time between your knitting and your cross stitch, you really do have to kind of manage it, especially since I'm doing the Great Aussie Road Trip. For my cross stitch, I had to downgrade my vehicle just to stay in the game. Like I was in a combi van touring through Australia. Now I'm a hitchhiker. That's the lowest you can go. You can't be lower than a hitchhiker. Not like a lowly person, but like that's the lowest way you can travel. And but it's been helpful. And so we'll see. Will Erica finish all her sweaters? We'll see. I will try.
I feel like we should do a whip update and like pull out all our whips. Not right now.
I need my mom to babysit. You need your mom to babysit.
I only have 17.
I don't know how many I have. I'd have to count them.
I feel because I want to finish a lot of stuff by the end of the year. So maybe we should do a video, maybe we should try to record something before you guys go on vacation. And it be what we want to finish by the end of the year. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to finish my whole list. That's not the goal. And just talk about what we want to finish for the year.
Oh, okay. Do you want to see that? Let us know.
I feel like that would be fun.
Yeah, and we're going to do a cross-stitch update here soon. But here's the thing. I've taken on 2 volunteer positions, and one of them hasn't even started yet. But the other one has. So one of them's at church, and one of them's at my daughter's American Heritage Girls Troop. So, my time is just getting less and less, which is good. There's good reason, it's good places to devote your time. I'm not upset about that. But
come the school year, Paisley's going to start preschool too. Mason will be in kindergarten. So
yeah, so we're definitely.
We'll see what goes on.
Yeah, we'll see how much we get done. It's fun. It should be fun. That's right. Because if you're not having fun while you're crafting, why are you crafting? But All right, so we will see you again
Next week,
probably next week.
Yep.
And take care until then. I gotta turn my thing on. All right. Bye.
Bye.